Awareness. But then Carudesna. Some question, some say, no, like I said,
To już, nie? Майже, покажу. Майже.
Yeah. Which I send a metro. Which I send a metro.
Not started. Got this one, only 7. I read not around yet. No, it's not here.
Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Please, are you speaking for Maharaj this morning?
No, Bhakti Carudesna is speaking.
Answer Maharaj.
Bhakti Carudesna is speaking, not me.
Okay, thank you, Maharaj. We wait for him.
Yeah. Yes. I was saying that you should put our chairman, the chairman of Sabah, His Grace, and the singer Nanda Prabhu. She invite him to speak also. I will.
I will if I have his contacts, Maharaj.
Okay, I will give you. I will send his contact. He's our chairman for Sabah.
Okay.
Yes.
Bhakti Carudesna, I don't know why he's not coming on time.
Let's wait for him. It's always it's good to show us as a leader. It's there.
Maharaj, maybe you will get ready to speak in case he doesn't come. Yes, sir.
I don't know what is delaying him first.
The verse is 1637. Maybe Krishna wants you to bless us.
1637. Second to last.
Yes, Maharaj, we can start. Thank you. Maharaj, your camera is off.
I'm here.
Nice, okay, yes. Thank you. Now you can start, please.
I should start?
Yes, Maharaj.
What will happen in Maharaj come?
Maharaj is already 8 minutes past. He's not here. I don't know. We spoke yesterday. He was supposed to be here by now.
Oh, I see. You should call him, no?
Yeah, I've
Can
written
you call
him. No answer yet.
Ah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Samati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinam Navase Saraswati Devi Gaura Vani Pracharani Nirvisa Sasam Vati Pastatade Satarini Om Gyana Timiranda Sia Gyanan Jana Sarapaya Tasmin Sri Gravin Sri Chaitanya Madhavi Sanstapitan Jana Botala Sayurupa Kadama Dadati Swapadanti. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhupada Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Basadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. While waiting for His Holiness Bhakti Carudesna to come, so we can do the introduction. When he comes, then you take over.
He can come now.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Really sorry for the internet connection. Yeah, really sorry. Thank you, Baraj, for helping me. Thank you very much.
They were holding brief for you to come.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry. I changed my SIM card, so it's difficult to reconnect. Hare Krishna. All right, so thank you very much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
So today we are reading from Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 6, Text 37. Shutta uvacha evam sambhasya bhagavan rado vasasvi sutam ama matiriya vinam rayanam rayo yatichito muni. Sutta Goswami said, thus addressing Vyasadeva, Srila Narada Muni took leave of him and vibrating on his veena instruments, left to wander at his free will. Translation and purport by John Grace. Abhaya Charavenam Shri Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Every living being is anxious for full freedom because that is his transcendental nature. And this freedom is obtained only through the transcendental service of the Lord. Illusioned by the external energy, everyone thinks that he is free, but actually is bound up by the law of nature. Conditioned soul cannot freely move from one place to another, even on this earth. And what to speak of one planet to another. But a full-fledged, free soul like Narada, always engaged in chanting the Lord's glory, is free to move not only on earth, but also in any part of the universe, as well as in any part of this spiritual sky. We can just imagine the extent and unlimitedness of this freedom, which is as good as that of the Supreme Lord. There is no reason or obligation for his traveling, and no one can stop him from his free movements. Similarly, the transcendental system of devotional service is also free. It may or may not develop in a particular person, even after he undergoes all the details formulas. Similarly, the association of the devotee is also free. One may be fortunate to have it, or one may not have it even after thousands of endeavors. Therefore, in all spheres of devotional service, Freedom is the main pivot. Without freedom, there is no execution of devotion service. The freedom surrendered to the Lord does not mean that the devotee becomes dependent in every respect. To surrender unto the Lord through the transparent medium of the spiritual master is to attain complete freedom of life. Om Janam Chimradasya Jana Jana Sharakaya Yakshom Litam Minatashmash Gurave Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sandhu Dinabandhu Dakatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radakanta Namosute Tapchakana Gurangi Rate Prisavana Suhare Prisavano Sute Devi Pranamame Hare Priye Panchakalpatano Jascha Kripasano Yahevacha Pojitanam Bhavanavibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Sarvaste Vegoravani Pracharine Nirvesesa Sunyavadi Patachari Satarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Tri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaur Bhaktave. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam Kuloti Vachalam Pangam Lagete Giri Vande Sri Guru Dinatarana. Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna to everyone. And again, I'm sorry for being so late. And taking the text again. Today we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 1, Chapter 6, text 37, conversation between Narada and Vyasa. So the text 37 says, Sutta Goswami said, thus addressing Vyasadev, Srila Narada Muni took leave of him, and vibrating on his Veena instruments, he left to wander at his free will. Hare Krishna. Is everyone yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we're hearing you.
All right, thank you, Maharaj. Yeah, so this text speaking about Narada Muni, after instructing his disciple, Vyasadev, he left to wander in the universe at his free will. Yeah, free will. So free will is very important. Yeah, free will means we can do whatever we want. Yeah, we can decide whatever we want, and also it can link free will to independence. To be independent means to act on our own decision. Yeah, but as a living entity, like prisoner in this material world, we don't have free will, and we don't have independence. We depend on everything. Yeah. So Narada Muni was living at free will, in different from one planet to another planet, from one universe to another universe, because he does not have any karma to pay. Yes. So our case, we are taken to a different body based on our activities, based on our karma. Most of the time, we move from one body to another, one planet to another, because we have some debt to pay. So we are not free. Right now, we are in this particular body in Africa, in a certain country, because of our past activities. But that's not the case of Narada Muni. Yeah, Narada Muni can move everywhere. Just like we have someone who is in the government can have a laissez-passer. When at the border, everyone else will stop and get down, and the customer will come and check the passengers and the vehicle. Those who have a diplomatic passport or they have a laissez-passer, well, they can move without being checked by the police or by the custom office because they are from the government, like that. But anybody who is not linked to the government must obey the law of the government and being checked. Yeah. So free will actually, when we are under the control of the tribunals, we are not free at all. That's why in Bhagavad Gita 14:26, it says, actually, devotion service is the best way to be free. Devotion service is best way. Bhagavad Gita 14:26. Let me read it. Yeah. Mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sa gunam samate tam brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in full devotion service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the mode of material nature and thus becomes at the level of Brahman. They become at the level of Brahman. Yes, Brahman is free. Krishna is free. So anything that is at the level of Krishna is freedom. But we are imprisoned in different ways. First, the universe itself is a prison. We are in a body made of material energies, energies, water, health, fire, hair, like that. And also we have a three subtle aspect also, the subtle body, mind, intelligence, and false ego. So in different ways we are in prison. Yeah. So we cannot be free at all. The devotional service in Nectar Devotion, it explained that the devotee does not need mukti or moksha, liberation. Actually, one has to be free first to practice devotional service. You know, in verse Bhagavad Gita, verse 7:27, it's interesting. There it shows that from our past life, we need to be free. Yeah. Seven. 7:28. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and this life, whose sinful action are completely eradicated, and who are freed from the duality of delusion, engage themselves in my devotional service with determination. So we see those who have acted piously in their past life and are still acting piously now, they are free to qualify devotional service with determination, like that. So we need to be free by practicing devotional service. And the 6 characteristics of pure devotional service, one of them is moksha laguta krit. Moksha laguta krit. Mean it does not have anything to do with liberation because a devotee is already liberated. If you are still under the control of the trigunas, tamoguna, rajaguna, and sattvaguna, you cannot call yourself free. Guna means the ropes. Someone who is with hand are tight, leg are tight, and blind cannot be free. Don't know where to go, cannot move at all. So someone is in prison, he need to be free from someone who is not in prison like him. Yeah, so moksha laguta krit means the devotion service does not need liberation. We have the 5 type of liberation: to live in the same planet of Krishna, to have the same bodily feature of Krishna, to have the same opulence of Krishna, like that. But when we look at devotional service very closely, we are applying this different type of liberation already. First of all, we live in the temple. Temple is like temple is Vaikuntha. Temple is Vrindavan, is a Mathura, Jagannapuri. Yeah. So living in the temple is also like living in the same abode, same planet with Krishna. And whatever Krishna eats, we take the remnants. So we are the same level of opulence of Krishna. Krishna dress, in dhoti. We also dress in dhoti. Srimati Radharani dresses in sari. Our Mataji is dressed in sari also. So we are in all aspects. Being a devotee means we are doing exactly the same thing that is happening in the spiritual world. So the only way to be free is to practice devotional service. And in same Bhagavad Gita, there are different in chapter 8, verse 28, 23 to 27, it explains the different times of living the body. Those who live in the body in dark, those who live in the body in the lights. Those who live in the body in dark, they are going to hellish planets. But those who can live the body in lights, they can attain the higher planets. But for a devotee, can live the body at any time because he's free. Can leave the body at any time because his success is guaranteed. His mind is fixed on Krishna. The Krishna said 8:5 that whoever live in the body, take of me only can attend me. Yeah. So for the devotees, there's no need of meditating on when to leave the body. The devotee can leave the body at any time. So we have different examples. The example of our own Gurudev, when he was about to leave the body, he left the body in America. Okay, America is not the holy place. We all know, but he chose to leave the body in Gitanagari. His god brothers told him, "Maharaj, please go to Mayapur." He said, "No." Why? Because he's confident that yes, he knows where he's going. For a devotee, leaving the body is not a problem, but which type of consciousness you have when you are leaving the body. Yeah. So the devotee is always trained to control the mind, to fix the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. So in that way, at any time, death can come. So the devotee is ready, ever ready to also fix his mind on Krishna, the feet of Krishna, and go to Goloka Vrindavan. That is real freedom. But if we don't fix our mind on Krishna, we are not devotees, and we apply too much care that we want to attain salvation, but it's not possible. It's not possible. So we have a choice, free will at the end of the purport. Srila Prabhupada was saying that without freedom, there is no execution of devotional service. And also, so he said, so-called independence and free will. We are so-called independence and free will. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, text 23, it's very interesting verse there. 23. Speak about free will, so-called free will. Let me read it. Yes. Sorry. The super soul, the Paramatma, has legs and hands everywhere, but the individual soul does not. And because he is a supreme Lord, he is present within to sanction the individual soul's desiring material enjoyment. Without the sanction of the supreme Lord, supreme soul, the individual soul cannot do anything. The individual is Bhakti, or the sustained, and he is Bhukta, or the maintainer. There are innumerable living entities, and he is staying in them as a friend. The fact is that individual living entities are eternally part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and both of them are very intimately related as friends. But the living entity has the tendency to reject the sanction of the Supreme Lord and act independently in an attempt to dominate the Supreme Nature. And because he has this tendency, is called the marginal energy of the Supreme Lord. The living entity can be situated either in the material energy or the spiritual energy. As long as he is conditioned by the material energy, the Supreme Lord, as his friend, the Super Soul stays with him, just to get him to return to the spiritual energy. The Lord is always eager to take him back to the spiritual energy, due to his minute independence. The individual entity is continuously rejecting the association of spiritual light. This misuse of independence is the cause of this material strife in the conditioned nature. Yes, that's this place again. The Lord is always eager to take him back to the spiritual energy, but due to his minute independence, the individual entity is continuously rejecting the association of the spiritual light. This misuse of independence is a cause of its material strife in the conditioned nature. Yes, we are misusing our small independence. That's because where we have free independence, because if we don't have independence, then we can say Krishna or God is forcing everyone to worship him. No. So we have to use our free will. So it's mentioned in the report that there are three energies: Tataksa Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, and Antaranga Shakti. Antaranga Shakti is a spiritual energy. Bahiranga is a material energy, inferior energy. And Tataksa Shakti is the intermediary energy, is in between. So we living entities, we are in between the material energy and the spiritual energy. So we have the choice to choose one of them. Yeah, but we don't choose like we go on supermarkets. If you choose devotion service, if you choose to be in the spiritual energy, then we have to apply spiritual activities. We have to accept a bona fide spiritual master and apply spiritual activities. You cannot say, okay, I choose the spiritual energy and I just sit down there. You know. So if you decide also to choose inferior energy, which is the material energy, then we have to also be ready for the consequences. We have to be ready to move from one body to another body, one planet to another body. Samsara, taking births, getting sick, getting old, and that's samsara, like that. Because we have chosen the inferior energy. So the choice is ours. Yeah. Krishna cannot force us, because his force is not love. You cannot just take let's give you an example. Just take a gun and go and take any lady in the streets and say, okay, let's go to marry. Yes, she can say, okay, I agree because of the gun, but she's not free. So if you worship Krishna by force, that is not love. So we have heard some religions, they say we have to fear God. No, we don't need to fear God. Because if you fear someone, anytime you get chance, you revenge or you disobey. So love must be applied. Yeah. So in that way, our free will and our independence can be controlled by Krishna. You know, the so-called, we have so-called freedom and free will, independence. How can we be free? First of all, we are subjects to death. We don't want to die, but we die. We don't want to get sick. We don't want to get old, but we are old. And finally, we all die. Which means there is a force that is controlling us. How can we claim that we are free? All the countries now, they are very happy to celebrate Independence Day. I think 2 days ago, it was, maybe yesterday, it was the Independence Day of India. Every year, 7 August is Independence Day of this country. I take part in this country, Ivory Coast. But are we really free? I remember when Srila Prabhupada met Srila Bhakti Maharaj. He said, okay, I'm in a group of Mahatma Gandhi. We are trying to bring freedom, to India. This British, they are controlling our country. So we want to be free. We're going to get Indian independence. So Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Maharaj told him, how can you free your country if you are not free yourself? It's not possible. The same thing also happened when Srila Bhakti Maharaj met Srila Prabhupada. He said, okay, I'm in the movement of Martin Luther King. Yeah. So we want freedom of America. Same thing Prabhupada told him. How can you be free? How can you free America if you're not free yourself? The 6 enemies of the mind are dealing with us, and we are facing so many challenges in this material world. We have the three kleshas, the body klesha, the atmika klesha, the devic klesha. Nobody can control this material energy. Now, if you are free, why are we facing COVID-19? Since last year, nobody can say anything. No doctor can find a solution. No rich man can find a solution. No politician can find a solution, which means we are not free. When are we going to understand this? Or we want COVID-20, COVID-21, COVID-2022, COVID-1000. How many COVID do you want before we understand that we are not free? See? Yeah, so I think human beings, it's time to wake up and realize our situation as a conditioned soul. Conditioned soul. The word conditioned soul means we are conditioned by certain things. When somebody is in prison, you don't have freedom, to sleep when you want. You cannot eat what you want. You cannot move anytime you want. Because you're in prison, you are under checking. Same thing also. Conditioned souls. So the 3 kleshas are already there. But devotion service is so powerful. Very, very, very powerful. That we have the first characteristic. And we have 6 characteristics of pure devotion service. There are 6 in number. But the first one, the very, very first one, is called kleshagni. Kleshagni. Kleshagni means to finish with the kleshas. as soon as you become a devotee, the devotion process is so powerful that you rise above the three kleshas, namely Adhibodhi klesha, Adhyatmika klesha, Adhyavik klesha. This is just beginning. And the second one of the second characteristic of devotion service, according to Nectar devotion, is Shubhada. Shubhada. Shubhada means everything become auspicious. Yes, everything become auspicious. The life become blissful. But trying to artificially control material energy is not going to work, because rather the material energy is going to control us, and he has been controlling us since time immemorial. But we don't learn the lesson. We don't learn the lesson. Yeah. So it's true. We have free will. We have independence, but this is very minute. It's very limited. Yeah. We cannot. Yeah. We see. We have Atma. We are Atma. Krishna is a Paramatma. Param Atma. So there is no freedom at all. So there's no need. So Narada Muni was able to travel freely everywhere because he's in connection with Krishna. All the agents of the cosmos, they know him. So he has a special card to move everywhere. He's an agent of the cosmic government. So people know him. Yeah. So freedom is what so-called freedom is what is deceiving us. As I mentioned earlier, everybody now thinks yes, we are free. All countries, they are very happy to celebrate, Independence Day. They celebrate Independence Day, and the next day we have problem with the government. We celebrate Independence Day today, and tomorrow somebody is dead. We celebrate Independence Day today, and tomorrow armed robbers come and take everything in our house. We celebrate Independence Day and we complain that things are too much, the prices of things are too much high. Which kind of freedom is this? You are not free. So we must properly use our independence and free will. It's a choice. Just like I like this example of two dogs living in our body. The two dogs are there. Which dog we feel? One bad dog is there, and one good dog is there. So which dog do we feed the most? If you feed the bad dog, you get more strength, it become bigger, and it bark more, become more dangerous, and eventually you kill the good dog. But if you feed the good dog more, then it become bigger and stronger, and will kill the bad dog. Which dog are we feeding? There are three. At the right, we have Antaranga Shakti. At the left, we have Bairanga Shakti. So we are just in between. So where are we going? If you practice devotion service, then we move to the Antaranga Shakti, superior energy. But we don't, if you stop, as soon as we stop practicing Krishna consciousness, automatically we move to the inferior energy and we start suffering. Yeah, and we come under the control of material energy. Yeah. So, total at the end of the Papatos, Shababa mentioned that we have to depend totally on the Lord. Yes, completely depend on the Lord. So in the Bhagavad Gita 15, 13 to 14, it's mentioned there that we actually depend on Krishna in everything that we do in this world. 13 to 15. Yes. So 13 says, I enter each planet, I enter into each planet, and by my energy,
Maharaj, your mic is muted, or mute yourself.
okay, it's okay. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
15,
Yeah, we can hear you.
13. Okay, thank you. So the Bhagavad Gita 15:13 says, I enter into each planet, and by my energy, they stay in orbit. I become the moon, and thereby supply the juice of life to all vegetables. By my energy, they stay in orbit. The planets stay in orbit. Scientists, they don't believe that Krishna is taking care of the planets. They think that is the law of gravitation. And the vegetables, they have taste because of Krishna supplying the juice. And in the 14 also, it says, I'm the fire of the digestion in every living body. And I'm the hair of life, outgoing and incoming, by which I digest the 4 kind of foods. Yeah. In purpose, he said, therefore, since he is helping the digestion of all kind of foods, the living entity is not independent in the eating process. Unless the Supreme Lord helps him in digesting, there is no possibility of eating. He thus produces the digest foodstuff.
Maharaj network is having problem, I think.
Within the body.
Yeah, I can see. Maharaj network is very poor. That's why his voice is not coming up through. Maharaj mentioned that he changed his SIM card. He was having problem with his internet. Now his internet is red, like, and now he's out of the platform. Wait, or maybe Maharaj will continue from where he stopped. I don't know.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. The network is bad.
Yeah, very bad, very bad. Yes. Yeah, so I think let me stop here before the connection completely stopped. So if there are some comments, some corrections, some questions, they're welcome. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I have one question. Because of the lecture, you mentioned that we are doing the same thing like Krishna.
Yeah.
I don't understand how we are doing the same thing like Krishna, because Krishna, everything he do is is mighty. For example, because now we have soldiers. Krishna also went to war in Kurukshetra. The way he fights is not the way we fight. Krishna got married to thousands of gopis. We can't even maintain one. So how are we doing the same thing like Krishna?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for the question. I was saying that when you practice devotional service, we don't need to meditate on the 5 type of liberation. We have Saloka Mukti. Saloka Mukti means live in the same planet with Krishna. Sarsti Mukti, to have the same opulence of Krishna. Like that. There are 5. But when you practice devotional service, for instance, where does Krishna live? Krishna live in the temple, in the altar. It's there. There is one verse, I don't have it now, but it's in the Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto. It is said there is no difference between the deity, the presence of the deity in the temple, and Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. Anyone who think that is the difference is a kanista. Okay, so as devotees, we perform Ashta Vigraha. We believe that the deities are Krishna himself. Okay, so we are living in a temple. So if Krishna is the Murti is Krishna, which means temple is Vaikuntha. We are living in Vaikuntha, being in the temple. Nectar devotion says the 5 most powerful devotional activities. One of them is to live in only places like Vrindavan and Vaikuntha. But those who cannot go to that far, India, Vrindavan and Mathura and Jagannapuri, if you are in the temple, because Krishna in the temple is not different from Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. So exactly we are living in Vaikuntha, in Goloka Vrindavan, in the temple. So we are living in the same planet with Krishna, being in the temple. Okay? And whatever Krishna eats in the temple, it's them we take to remain. Actually, devotee is not supposed to eat anything else. When you say Bhogarati, Raj Bhoga, different varieties of preparation are there. We offer to Krishna. Sweet rice, everything, so many things are there. We offer to Krishna. Yesterday, Maharaj was mentioning that when we offer things to Bhoga to Krishna, the plate come back full of mercy. The same quantity goes in the altar, come back the same, but charged with, potency. So Krishna is eating whatever Krishna eats, we also eat. So we are doing the same thing. Am I wrong? So now Krishna is personal life. If Krishna went to marry thousands of wives and you want to do the same thing, that's one. I don't know. I'm not saying we are not trying to imitate Krishna. We cannot imitate him, but we can be in his association. And a good devotee does not think to imitate Krishna. We are living in the same planet with him, just like the Gopas and Gopis. They don't think of anything. They say, oh, Krishna is our friend. They go to the forest with Krishna. They play. They eat the same food. They sleep in the same bed. They are doing the same thing. Yes. That's what I'm saying, that by being a devotee, automatically we have the 4 liberation type of muktis. That's why one of the characteristic of pure devotional service is moksha laguta krits, means liberation is waiting at the door of the devotees. Please, when are you going to look at me? I'm ready for you. But the devotee is engaged 24 hours meditating on Krishna. He doesn't need liberation because he's already liberated by being a devotee. Bhagavad Gita 14:26. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody has question, raise your hand. But before, since there's no hand up, I have a second question, Maharaj.
Yes.
We have different incarnations of Krishna, and I've been thinking maybe many devotees get confused or don't really know which incarnation to worship. Like myself, I love the incarnation of the entrance of Krishna to Dwakadesh,
Okay.
where he's worshipped with so much opulence than the one in Vrindavan, which is austerity.
Yes.
So can a devotee choose to worship only Dwakadesh because the devotee have some material desires or want to acquire opulence to worship the Lord when he enter in Dwaka than in Vrindavan? And the devotee who is into Harinam can be considered worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Mayapur for holy name. So can you throw light on this?
Yeah. So actually, in due course of time, our subsidy will manifest. All of us, we have our relationship with Krishna. Is there already. Those who worship Krishna as we have 5 races, Santaras, neutral. We have Sakyaras, being friend, Dasyaras, Vasalyaras, and Madhurya. Yeah. So we are mentioning the worshipping Krishna with opulence. Yes, it is one rasa. Would be Vaikuntha. But this is Vaikuntha is with to worship Krishna with awe and reverence. Yes, yes. And with the level of Dasyaras, Krishna is like a king. When a king is passing, you just step from far. You are not qualified to near to approach the king. It's another way of worshiping Krishna. But the small boys of Krishna, of Vrindavan, they put the food they put in their mouth, they remove it and put in Krishna's mouth, because there is French Sakyaras, and Vatsalya, they can become parents. Mother Rashoda, Mother Devaki, like that. Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva. Yes, there's different level. They depend on our inclination. So, as I'm saying, in due course of time, our subsidy will manifest. I cannot choose for you, you cannot choose for me. But with time, when we become pure enough, then our real connection with Krishna will manifest. And all the rasas are the same. We enjoy the same level. You cannot say, okay, those who are in Vaikuntha, they are less qualified than those who are in Goloka Vrindavan. The same. But to have more intimate relationship with Krishna, this is the gopis and Srimati Radharani. Yeah. But as we mentioned, to worship Krishna with opulence, yes, it's good. Yes, but if you want to really, just like Lakshmi, Mother Lakshmi, she pray to be part of the rasa dance. Like, because too much opulence is there. But she's not qualified for that rasa, for that lila, because she's in Vaikuntha. That is their position with Narayan. Yeah. So worshiping Krishna with opulence is not bad, provided you worship Krishna, provided you apply Bhakti, it's not a problem. Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I think there is no question.
Okay, we kindly ask all the devotees, kindly unmute yourselves and let's chant Hare Krishna to Maharaj for comment.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.